everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and of course I am joined by Darrell Inkster, who's running with the Manitoba Party in the Roblin Dauphin riding, which of course Darrell's actually doing a pretty good job here. What I've seen, he's got a lot of support, and the Manitoba Party, while a new party, is actually getting a lot more support than we had expected just even a couple months ago. But as I've mentioned before in past interviews, I'm talking to the candidates that stand for individualism and stand for the individual and not for big government, giant coercive state. So Darrell, can you tell us a bit about why you got involved with the Manitoba Party?
Multiple reasons. The main one is I'm sick and tired of how things are done in this province. The NDP have a monopoly on everything, including people's lives, and I'd like to change that a bit.
Yeah, and of course the NDP has been in power here since 1981, so it's been a while. I know Stan Struthers has been here for since 1981, and honestly, I think that people are pretty sick of the coercive state that comes from the NDP and the way that they try and control everyone's lives. And we've seen small business dissipate in this province. We have a debt here of $21 billion and counting. Some people make estimates as far as $30 billion, and then we look at things like Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has a $6 billion debt compared to the $21 billion provincial debt here in Manitoba. So I was wondering, what are your plans and what's a platform for small businesses that seem to be getting taxed to death in this province?
Right there. Yeah. Drop the PST, drop the payroll taxes, get people actually thinking that they can keep some of the money that they make and let them have it. Let them have that spending it.
Yeah, and of course there's out-of-control taxation outside of the PST as well, and I mean with property taxes, what are your thoughts on the property taxes? Because I always thought that property was a natural right that is intrinsic within people and not something that's given by the government, but it seems the NDP believes that they can control people's property. So what do you think about the property taxes?
Well, mine in particular aren't too bad where I live, but my land isn't good land. It's basically just a residence farm. But I know some people around Dauphin that are really overtaxed for what they have. Mm-hmm. And it's a real burden to just live. I know some people that are paying, $5,000 a year for a little lot at the lake. Mm-hmm. How much is that a month?
Yeah.
To live in your own land and your own house? Yeah, it's not right. We do need taxes. I mean, the roads have to be cleaned in the winter. They have to be graded in the summer. Mm-hmm. But there's ways that things can be cut. I've seen so much waste because I am a construction contractor as well. I know how to jump on any machine and build a road. Yeah. I don't need engineers. I don't need all that other bullshit that puts the prices of everything so sky high. Mm-hmm. I can get on it and build a road. So I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this province that is just overkill, ridiculous, and unnecessary. Mm-hmm.
Well, what can the Manitoba Party offer farmers who obviously face a lot of burden at the hands of government?
Well, one of the things I tell people, and I think I mentioned it here tonight, farmers especially, I don't want to tell them what to do. Mm-hmm. I want them to tell me what they want me to do for them. And I want to set up advisory committees with farmers that know their trade and their craft. Mm-hmm. I live on a farm. I've lived on a farm all my life, but I am not privy to all the new technologies and stuff because I haven't been in the game. Mm-hmm. Farming is my life. It's my heart. Mm-hmm. But I want guys to tell me what they want. I want to know what they think needs to be changed so that they're not like this all the time. Yeah. I want to see them thinking that the grain that they have in their bin is actually theirs instead of everybody else's.
Yeah, and we were talking about taxation before. Now, I'm surprised I wouldn't be able to do it personally, hold my tongue when you were asked at this debate that you just took part in here.
Trust me, it wasn't easy.
Well, I wanted to ask, what do you think of this insane idea of carbon taxes and sugar taxes? And I mean, it just seems like they're just looking for any reason to pull at our heartstrings in order to tax more, control more. What do you think about things like this?
It's like I told this meeting tonight here in Roblin. 5 words. No, 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 no. No more taxes. We can't do this anymore. People have to be able to hang on to some of their money that they make themselves. Otherwise, why are we doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. And with a lot of these taxes, it always seems to be targeted at the rich. Now, obviously, there's a lot of problems when it comes to the rich, but we say that as a collective, as if it's all rich people, when rich people are the ones that own the businesses, that give people jobs, that get poor people off the streets, that produce more capital, and then because they produce more capital, because they aren't being infringed by government, they're able to hire more people and produce more, and it works in a circle. And there seems to be this push to basically tax every form of business, especially the big ones, to the extent where they can no longer produce the way they have.
They want to pull out and move out. Alberta is a perfect example of that. Notley, the NDP there, have been in power for what? Not even a year? And they've decimated the oil patch. And they think it's a big goddamn joke. Well, I want to tell you something. All my life since I was a kid, we've had the option. When we're out of money here in Manitoba and we need work and we need money, we can get on our bike or our truck and we can go out to Alberta and find a job in 2 days and make 10 grand and come home with that money. Because it's not here. The jobs aren't here. Well, now they're not in Alberta either because the NDP are.
Yeah.
And they've just learned they made a huge mistake out there, and now it's too late.
Yeah, and they keep promoting these ideas that only make the problems worse. I call it the Hegelian dialectic. It's just problem, reaction, solution, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. The same thing over and over again. Now, you said something really interesting I found about education and about children learning, how to do math and learning literacy from the more basic issues in society. Can you repeat what you're talking about before?
Well, like I said, I'd like to see basic agricultural courses put back in the schools like we used to have when I was a kid, so that the kids learn how to put a seed in the dirt, water it, cultivate it, whatever you want to call it, and watch that plant grow, and then stick it in the ground and harvest that in the fall and eat it or sell it. I'd like to see the kids understand that that's where their food comes from. Most kids nowadays, even farm kids in a lot of areas, don't know those basic skills anymore. If the produce quit coming into Extra Foods in Dauphin, they'd starve to death in 5 days. They can't grow their own food because they don't know how. When you take a course in a school, like if we had a basic agricultural program that would get kids interested, they have to learn mathematics immediately because everything you do in agriculture comes down to the numbers. You have to figure out everything, your acreage. If you're going to use chemicals, you got to know how many liters per acre. You learn while doing. And they're not doing that anymore.
And we know how much government loves dependence. And it's come to the point where people are not so independent anymore. They're more looking at government for all of their needs and not looking to themselves. And that's a huge issue that we all face. And speaking on that, I think a lot of conservatives are feeling that the Conservative Party, the Progressive Conservative Party here in Manitoba, is also pushing towards more dependence on government. They aren't really true conservatives. So what do you have to say to the conservatives in this province that are watching that want to vote for the Conservative Party?
Well, I would have to say, if you want to vote for the Conservatives, you damn well better be careful because the leader that wants to be the premier lives in a $2.1 million house with 7 attached garages that he paid that money for in 2012. Now, he's a career politician. I'm not saying he's crooked. I'm not saying he stole that money, but he damn well got most of it from our tax dollars. Now, if you think that a man that lives in a house like that is actually going to give a turtle's damn about us little guys out in the country that live day to day, hand to mouth, think again.
I love how you speak your mind because I speak with a lot of politicians, and you're no politician. You seem more of like a statesman who really wants to work for the individual and not so much as some kind of puppet. I mean,
I like to think of myself as a common-sensed, down-to-earth type guy who's had enough bullshit shoved down his neck to know when to say enough is enough.
Yeah.
I'm tired of everything that we do go into taxes and then watch it get pissed away every way we turn, and then have somebody like Selinger stand up and blatantly lie in front of the cameras. He'll say black is black one day and white is white the next day, and the next day it's black and white. You don't know what to believe anymore, and it's sickening. And my own personal experience with them has been a disaster. I'm fighting them in court.
And of course, we're going to be doing a video right away on your case with Manitoba Hydro, because it's something that most Manitobans should really know about. And of course, everyone knows that watches this channel that I've had quite a few words with Mr. Selinger in the past. And on the last occasion, what I asked him was, considering the amount of times that you've been caught lying, why should Manitobans trust you this time? And his answer was, well, I guess that's a decision people have to make when they go to the ballot box. Now, let's think about this for a second. He's not denying that he's been lying for all these years, from the time of finance minister under Dewar all the way to today as premier. Why do you think people still support the NDP? It blows my mind. Is it just like dependence?
It's called brainwashing. Why else?
It's just kind of shoved down people's throats these days, I guess. It doesn't look...
I hate to break in, but you saw the reaction when I said tonight, plainly and clearly, that cuts are going to have to be made up high. People went like that, because they're so damn conditioned to think that we can't function without high taxes. They think the government has to give them everything and has to benevolently pay their way. They don't understand, they don't stop and think that if they had that money in their own hands, they could do far better with it than any government or organization can. That's why I told people tonight, if you've never fought with various levels of government like I have, you don't realize how things operate. You'll have to go through 10 levels of yin-yangs to get to the top to get something done. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do that. I go right to the top and I piss them off up high. Because that's the only way you get things done. And I'm still fighting a year later.
It's pretty clear to anyone that's had to deal with the NDP that they aren't willing to listen to individuals, not at all. It really bugs me that we are still seeing these signs come up everywhere for the NDP. But you know what? I think their time has come to a close, and people have finally caught on. Honestly, I think that you should have caught on long before this. But whatever happens, happens. Today is what we're talking about, and of course, the election is on April 19th. Can you go into? Can you tell our viewers a bit about like a mission statement for why they should vote Manitoba Party?
Well, in my own view, personally for myself, if you vote for me, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I've promised it before and I'll do it again. My cell will always be on. I will never hang up on people. If you have problems, I'll do my damnedest to help you. And I'd like to believe that the rest of our party guys are the same way if their people come to them. I want to emphasize that our party tells us, and I really liked that when I first heard that, is that we are here to look after our constituency / riding. We're not here to look after the leader. And that's what I'm trying to get out to people. You're voting for me, and in turn, you're getting the party. And that's the way I want to operate. I want people to be able to come up to me on the street and shoot the shit.
Absolutely, and it's really good finally meeting you. I've been following your campaign for a while here, and it's nice to see something different in an election. I don't mean like the BS kind of change that all these other parties are spouting, the big three, over and over again. Just vote for us, and oh, that doesn't work. Vote for us. Oh, go back and forth forever. And it's nice to see people talking about true individualism this election, and I'm really excited about it. I know a lot of our viewers are really excited about it. So thank you for talking with us, and I hope you guys keep watching. We have many interviews to come. We've been talking with a lot of very interesting individuals from the Manitoba Party and from other parties as well, and we hope that you keep tuning in. Send us your questions, and we'll be happy to answer them. So this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.